Hi everybody, I'm Bibi Aisha here, and I have a very important message that I would like to share with everyone who is going to be watching this video. So we are all aware that there is a reality that people all around the world and even young children are suffering from depression and anxiety. Now, when it comes to mental health, the important thing to note is that if you are not feeling good, if you are sleeping more than you should, or you're not sleeping at all, if there is excessive weight gain or weight loss, if you feel like all you want to do is curl up in your bed, having these horrible thoughts of death and to be in a really, really dark space, please get help. There is help out there. Speak to your parents. If you're an adult, speak to your loved one, speak to friends, and most importantly, go to a trusted professional general practitioner and tell this person how you feel. Your GP, after much observation, and obviously your GP, who should be qualified and experienced, will refer you to a psychiatrist. Now, this is the tricky part. When it comes to choosing a psychiatrist, remember, a psychiatrist is a specialist in the field of mental health. If you have a problem with your heart, if you have a problem with any organ in your body, you are not going to second guess when a GP refers you to a specialist. But when it comes to mental health, there's absolutely no reason for you to feel shy, to feel what will people think of me, to feel awkward or embarrassed. Mental health is extremely important. Having a sane mind is crucial. And if you are not feeling good, if you are constantly feeling like you don't matter in this world, you are constantly belittling yourself, and you're having thoughts about death, you need to speak to a qualified, mature, professional, and experienced psychiatrist. Now, this is my message now to people, especially doctors, more so psychiatrists, and to psychologists that will be listening to this video. When a patient is referred to you, and I'm talking from somebody who has been battling with anxiety and depression after having COVID twice in 2021 within 4 months. So I suffered from severe anxiety and depression and COVID brain fog, which was very much and still is an area that people are very confused about, because when it comes to COVID, everybody is confused. We don't know what's going on. But I was referred to one of the most amazing psychiatrists ever and a psychologist. And both these ladies together, for me, were a perfect fit. And that's very important when it comes to choosing the psychiatrists and psychologists that work for you. You have that choice. You don't have to just go to the psychiatrist and psychologist that your GP recommends. You have a choice to go to somebody that you are comfortable with. And these would be my tips to you. See how many years of experience this person has. Speak to other patients, have an idea, because you are already going through all these challenges. You want to be with someone who's going to be in your corner, be your cheerleader, motivate you. And often your psychiatrists and psychologists are your lifeline at that point when you are feeling this way. So, my message now is to psychiatrists and psychologists, especially to psychiatrists. You have chosen this profession. You have taken a Hippocratic oath. The person that is sent to you by God. And God is watching how you treat your patients, especially a person who is battling with mental health. Depression is real. Now with COVID passing us, loads of people lost their businesses, loads of people are retrenched, and there's been a huge problem when it comes to unemployment. Load shedding in South Africa has made things even worse. So yes, depression and anxiety is going to be on the increase. You as psychiatrists, like I said, the patient that comes before you has feelings that are constantly negative. Imagine waking up every morning and wishing that you were dead. This is caused by low serotonin levels, which I do not need to explain to you. You are specialists. But this is my request to you from someone who was diagnosed with depression, and God, thankfully to God, I've been blessed with the most amazing psychiatrists and psychologists, and I'm well on my way to recovery. I'm recovered. Thank you to God and the support of loving friends and certain family members. But this is what I want to say to you. When your patient comes to you, you, many of the times, is the only person that is equipped to help this patient. Don't you dare judge your patient. At that point in time, your patient just wants to die. Everything is doom and gloom, not because he or she just wants attention, because that is what most people think, because depression is real, anxiety is real, panic attacks are real, mental health is real. Your duty is to treat your patient like he or she is the most important human being in the world. Your duty, obligation, responsibility is to ensure that your patient's overall well-being is priority. Remind your patient of how special he or she is. Remind them of their positive qualities. Remind them that this is just a phase and we are going to get through this together. Remind them that they are not alone. They are not somebody that needs to be locked up. There's nothing wrong with them. It's just one period that they're going through. Remember, you are not your diagnosis, ever. If your psychiatrist and psychologist, and these are to the patients that I'm speaking to, disrespects you, minimizes your feelings, insults you, or humiliates you, you have every right to report that person to the South African Medical and Dental Council. That person shouldn't be practicing medicine. If you are trained, qualified, professional, psychiatrist or psychologist, remember, you have chosen that field. Treat your patients the way you would want to be treated. Treat your patients with kindness, with compassion, with love. Because like I said, in most cases, you are their only lifeline. That person is already feeling down. That person doesn't need to be reminded that they are useless, because they're not. It's the condition that's making them feel that way. Please do not drug them without advising them that these are the medication that is recommended because of so-and-so reasons. These are the side effects. Let's check your medical history. Let's speak to friends and family members. Let's do group consults to see if this will help you. And even if you would like, you can even get a second opinion. If a person is anxious and doesn't want to be taking medication, take that into consideration. Sit with them and explain to them the pros and cons of not taking medication. Ultimately, it's that person's choice. Be there for your patient and let your patient know that you are in this together and you're going to get through this. And you, as a psychiatrist or the psychologist, should be their biggest cheerleader. If not, then clearly you are in the wrong profession. With any other ailment, with any other diagnosis, you can see physical symptoms. There's a wound or there's pain. With mental health, a person is battling with his or her own mind. Don't ever belittle your patient. God is watching you. And think to yourself, if you were in that same boat, how would you like to be treated? Treat others the way you would like to be treated. Treat your patients as if he or she was the most important person in your life at that time, because God sent that patient to you. To everyone who's battling with mental health, ailments, challenges, look at me. Last year this time, I booked myself into one of the mental health facilities in Johannesburg, and God blessed me with the most amazing doctor and her psychologist, both who I'm still in touch with, both who constantly motivate me and the other patients, and both who treated me and all the other patients with love, with respect, with understanding, with guidelines, and with a reminder that we will get through this together. It doesn't matter how qualified you are, doesn't matter how many degrees you have, doesn't matter how many awards you may have won. If you do not have compassion, if you do not have kindness, if you do not have love, if you do not have empathy, if you do not have effective communication skills, none of your qualifications are going to matter. To everyone who's battling with mental health, I pray, may the Almighty grant you better than what you pray for. Look at me. I'm living proof that you are going to be better than better. Keep focused. Remember God. Show gratitude. And with the help of your psychiatrist, your psychologist, loved ones, friends, and family, and your own effort, you are going to get through this. I promise. God bless you. Please remember me in your prayers too.